This is like actually surreal because I didn't think I'd be making this video this soon. I could not be more excited. Yeah, I'm just really happy right now. So. What's up guys, it's Molly. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is a kind of planned one, but not really. I obviously am a senior in high school, you guys know that. I've been going through the college admissions process and I'm so excited to say I have made my choice. So this video is narrowing down my options, telling you guys where I'm going to school and why, and we're just going to start from the very beginning. So I hope you guys enjoy this. This is a really big decision for my life and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So I want to start from the very beginning and list every single school that I applied to. So in no particular order: University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, University of Virginia, University of Texas at Austin, Clemson, Georgia, Alabama, Charleston, Ohio State, Penn State, High Point, Pepperdine, USC, University of Florida, Florida Southern, and UNC Wilmington. So I applied to 15 schools. I applied to a lot of schools, and at first I was very indecisive about where I wanted to go. I really knew I wanted to be south or west, but I didn't exactly know where. I knew I wanted a bigger school, but I was willing to see some smaller schools because I know they're more generous with scholarships and things, so I applied to those 15 schools. I also wanted big sports. I'm a huge sports fan, I have been all my life, so football, basketball, really important to me. I think any college campus really is like way more fun when you have sports like that, successful sports, so I definitely wanted that. I also wanted to make sure I was near fun things. I didn't really want to be in the middle of nowhere. I wanted to make sure I had like a nice big city or town near me or around me for that, so that was definitely a big one. Those were kind of the criteria I had in terms of the schools I was looking for. The first schools that I'm going to talk about are the schools I did not get into, the schools I got rejected from. At the time I'm making this video, I have not heard back from 4 schools, but I'm going to talk about the rejections first. So the rejections that I have received thus far are UNC Chapel Hill, University of Virginia, and University of Texas. So I have not heard back from University of Florida, UNC Wilmington, USC, and Clemson. I'm going to post a college decision reactions video, so hopefully that'll go up once I get all of my decisions. I have a feeling I'll get into Clemson and University of North Carolina, Wilmington, but I do not think I'll get into University of Florida or USC. So I'm going to talk about the schools I got accepted to now. I will put them in order from the first acceptance to the most recent acceptance. Okay, so we are going to go through all of my acceptances in order. So the very first school that I was accepted to was the University of Alabama. I literally love this school so much, and I was really excited to get into this school because I found out kind of suddenly. You'll see it in the college decision reaction video, but I was so excited because it was my first acceptance and it really felt good to know school wanted me. So that was my first acceptance. The second acceptance was Florida Southern College. I actually also got a Pfeiffer scholarship that totaled over $80,000 over 4 years. So that was definitely a big deal for me because it was a majority of my tuition would have been paid at this school. So that was the second acceptance. My third acceptance was the University of Georgia. I absolutely loved the University of Georgia as well, and I loved Athens. I loved the South so much. Big football, everything like that. It is a more academically challenging school, so I was not fortunate to get any money from them, but I was really excited to get into Georgia. The fourth school I was accepted to was High Point University. High Point is definitely not in a super populated area, but the school is flawless. It's beautiful, so I was really happy to get into High Point. The fifth acceptance was like my in-state application I got into. It was Penn State. Penn State has a very good communications program, so I was really excited to get in for that. My next acceptance was Pepperdine, and you guys, I was so surprised to get into Pepperdine. It is such a competitive school, and even though it's really far away from where I live, it's in Malibu, I was so excited to get in because it was a really hard school, so it kind of proved to me that my hard work really did pay off. So that was the sixth acceptance, I believe. The next acceptance that I received was Ohio State University. I have family out in Columbus, so I was really excited to get into Ohio State. I still have not heard back from the Honors College yet, but I was really happy to be accepted to Ohio State because it is a very good school. The last acceptance that I have on paper that has come in the mail so far is North Carolina State. I love North Carolina. I was really happy to get in. It's a pretty big school, pretty big on sports, which was exciting. Yeah. And then the most current acceptance that I have not even received in the mail yet is College of Charleston. I thought it was a very beautiful town to be in, and I just thought it'd be good, and I think I got a little bit of money, which is always helpful. So those are all of my acceptances to date. So say hi. She wants to be here for me to make my choice. Say hi. Okay. Okay, so now that I have told you guys my acceptances, I want to go through and talk about how I kind of narrowed down my acceptances and ultimately picked the school I'll be attending in the fall. So the first school that I decided to knock off of my list was Florida Southern College, even though it is a beautiful school and they were offering me an extremely generous amount of money for my academic grades, whatever. I ultimately thought it was too small for me and I wanted a big sports scene and it just didn't really have that, and that's kind of really important to me, so that's why I knocked Florida Southern off the list. The second school that I knocked off was also one of my smaller schools. It was High Point University. Even though they were giving me money, it really wasn't involved or near anything around it. You would have to drive a little bit to get anywhere, and I don't really want to be stuck on a campus. I want to be able to kind of grow and branch out and like see new things and stuff like that, so that's why I knocked off High Point University. The third that I knocked off was Ohio State. Even though it is definitely a very big school and has the sports, I really ultimately want to be in the South. I feel like I've wanted to be in the South since I was little. Literally, I've known that I want to go to school in the South because I love the vibe of the South, I love the people, and ultimately solely because of geography, Columbus was not on that list, so I knocked Ohio State off of my list. The fourth school that I knocked off was Pepperdine University. I absolutely love California as well. I think California is a place I might even live someday, but the school itself is very, very expensive. Even though they did give me a little bit of money, I ultimately felt like it was just too expensive for me to go that far right now. Maybe in the future when I'm not in college, I'll go out to California, but I just decided that I didn't want to go out just yet, so I knocked Pepperdine off of my list. The fifth school I knocked off was Penn State. I told you guys earlier in this video I wasn't really super Penn State fan before. I don't really want to stay close. I feel like in college is the time, for me at least, to branch out and to go somewhere far away and kind of learn more about myself as my own independent person. I don't want to be relying on my parents every weekend, so I knocked Penn State off the list. Even though it did have an amazing communications program and great sports, I knocked it off the list. The sixth school I knocked off was College of Charleston. It was also my most recent choice that I got a decision from. It's ultimately too small. Even though Charleston's one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen, I just didn't think that it was for me. Their sports aren't huge, even though they have pretty good basketball. They don't have football, so I just want to make sure I'm making the right choice for me and kind of including all my interests, and it ultimately didn't have everything I was looking for. So my final two schools were the University of Alabama and the University of Georgia, both of which obviously you guys probably know from watching TV, or if you're even a football fan a little bit. Two huge football schools, two huge SEC schools, and I really did fall in love with both of them. I honestly was expecting to get into one at least of the three schools I was rejected from, but I did not get so lucky, so I ended up bringing Georgia up a little bit on the list because I didn't get into one of those schools. University of Alabama was always one of my top choices, and the moment I saw it, I really did fall in love with it, and honestly, I feel like Alabama and Georgia are very similar, but also very different. Alabama has a huge emphasis on Greek life versus Georgia has Greek life, but it's not as like intense, I feel like, as Alabama. I feel like a lot of the people that I've met from both schools are both incredibly smart, studious kids, and I feel like I'd fit in at either school. And it was ultimately a really tough choice. I mean, I probably sat and thought about it for forever. Like, anytime I was alone, I was really thinking about this choice, and it was really hard to make. Because ultimately I'd be going south and it would just be one state over, so it wasn't really a huge deal in terms of which one I was at. I felt like one of the hardest parts for me was ultimately just deciding like between these two, because I feel like they're so similar. I had to really start nitpicking things. Yeah, I mean, it was a really tough choice, but I made it, and I could not be any happier. So I'm so freaking excited right now. I'm about to tell you guys what school I'm going to for the next 4 years. I'm so freaking excited to announce that I'm going to be going to the University of Alabama for the next 4 years for college, and I'm so flippin' excited, guys. Like, when I made this choice, like, I kind of knew in my gut this is where I meant to go. Ever since I saw the campus, I was nitpicking every other because I knew nothing could compare to the University of Alabama and the campus and all of the amazing people I've met. They have one of the best communication programs and PR programs, and I'm just so excited. They have the best football team in the world, literally amazing. I'm just so excited. I literally can't stop talking about it. I'm actually going to college and I've actually made my choice, and it is the greatest feeling in the entire world. My first acceptance was the only one I needed, and that means a lot to me that they had faith in me since October and that I'm actually gonna attend. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm going to be uploading a college decision reactions video, and give this video a big thumbs up if you want me to do a full, complete why I chose the University of Alabama video. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you did, and roll tide. I'll see you guys next time.